Over the course of the last few weeks, my grandchildren, that I lovingly refer to as grand sweet peas, we have been engaging in a new and creative way. Not new in the form of technology, but new to me, new to them, and I think in a really creative, cool way. I want to share with you what we've been up to. Many of you who've been following me for a long time know that my grand sweet peas and I live a distance from each other. We are not 20 minutes, half hour, 40 minutes away. And they have a very busy life, a very full schedule. And sometimes it's difficult to connect. But we are now connecting on a weekly basis, at least for now. And wow, have I got a show for you today. An SASL show. Hope you'll join me. Linda here, Serene and Simple Life, with a VCGG show. What? No, it's not the VCGG show. It's the SASL show, Serene and Simple Life. For those of you who might be a little slow to catch on, like me, today I'm going to share with you, though, about the VCGG show. Several weeks ago, well, it's been months now, my grand sweet peas and I have been FaceTiming on a regular basis. It is so much fun. We chat anywhere between an hour, and I think our tops was 2 hours, once a week. And it is truly, truly, truly the best part of my week. As I'm sure you all can imagine who have grandchildren or like to be around little ones. Something about little ones can take all your cares away, and you no longer have a to-do list, and you no longer have, you're not in a rush, and it's just the most amazing gift from God. I know many of you wonder, about my grandchildren and seeing them or not seeing them. And I pretty much have chosen just to, I don't want to bring them into my channel. I want them to have their privacy in what they do, where they go, when they visit, when they don't visit, type of thing. But I really was placed on my heart to share with you what we've been up to, and that maybe you can incorporate this same kind of fun and creativity into your life of connecting with your grandchildren. So we've been talking for months now, but just recently, a few weeks ago, forgive me if I repeat myself, just so excited. This is so much from my heart. Together we came up with the idea of why not play games while we're FaceTiming? We can the chat is endless. We can talk about so many different things. Thankfully, my grandchildren love to talk, and you know I love to talk, so they get it honestly. They sent me a package after we decided we were going to play games. They asked me, what kind of games, and we just started brainstorming a little bit, but I didn't really have much to offer. I thought, I'll go to Google and see what Google has to say, as far as games that we could play. Well, they took it upon themselves with their parents, my daughter and son-in-law, to put together a package for me. They told me not to worry, that they had lots of ideas. I didn't need to buy anything. I was going to get first thing I thought of was an erase board that we could play, like, something like where you fill in the blanks with letters, like some TV game shows. And they said, don't worry about it. And we text from time to time. And my sweet little grandson, he's 7, my granddaughter's 9, said, they asked me if I had any game ideas. And I said I was still thinking about it. And they said, that's okay. We've got lots of games, but they wanted to include me if there was something special that I wanted to play. So, of course, whatever they want to play is like better than better. So they sent me this package, and enclosed in the package was a sweet little note, as you can see here, Grandma. And inside, hi, Grandma. We know you probably know what this package is, but just in case you don't, hear what it is. If you don't want to read what it is, then skip the next part. The package contains everything you need, besides tissues, to play 12 VC games. VC meaning video chat. P.S. A few of them just need directions. We're excited to play games with you, Grandma. We love you. Then they drew a picture of themselves and they signed it. So special. So special. I will have this forever. Forever. So they sent this padded envelope with all these different things. And I decided to put it in one of my trays. Many of you have seen these trays that I painted. I have like 4 different colors, or 4 different colors of trays. I got these at Hobby Lobby. And I call this my happy game tray. My daughter and son-in-law and my grandchildren are all very organized. My daughter homeschools. She's got things down to a T. And so together, I'm not sure who did what, they put together all these different games that we can play while we're video chatting. And I said, we need to have a name for this video chat. And I thought of something about a show, And I think my grandkids, they came up with, I think together, I'm not sure, VCGG show, meaning video chat, grandma, grandkids. They call me Grandma. So we call it the VCGG show. So now you know what I'm talking about when I say that. And here we are. This envelope includes supplies for bingo, category race, battleship, alphabet game, taboo, last letter, Yahtzee, guess who, 20 questions, just a minute, would you rather, and read my lips. And now we have different categories. They typed out all the different categories, so we don't have to spend time on the chats thinking about, okay, what category? Food, cleaning, animals, home, beach, colors, vacation, clothes, work, camping, places, school. So those are our little categories. And for our last letter ideas. This just made it so easy for me, because the older I get, the more I'm like, okay, now how do you play that? What do you do? My daughter probably knows that about me. Last letter instructions. So you may want to get out a little pen and paper now and write some of these things down, or I don't know, rewatch this so you can incorporate some of these. I actually think they should put together, I haven't told my daughter this yet, but she's quite a little entrepreneur, and I think they should market this. Wouldn't that be cool? Like at farmers markets and that, market this idea. Anyways, last letter instructions. Name a category and say a word from that category. Then say a word in that category that starts with the last letter of the word that you said. So last week we did camping. So if you think of something like, I say ice chest, then your letter is T. So you would come up with something like tent. And then we've got another T. And then we just keep going round and round. So that's the last letter instructions and the last letter game on this list that they made me. Just a minute instructions. Name a topic and talk about that topic for a minute without saying or ah, without saying or AH. We did this just recently and it was a blast. And I said, what do you want me to talk about? I don't know what to talk about. And my granddaughter said, talk about your travels. Well, I could talk about that for 5 hours straight. And what is really cool about this too, if you haven't figured out already, is I am getting to know them really on a more intimate, detailed way. I ask them to talk about school. I ask them to talk about a day in the life, and we talk about it for a minute. They set their timers. I'm on my iPhone and they are on their iPads, so that's really fun. And the next game is alphabet game instructions. Version 1, they have V1 and V2. Name a category and go through the alphabet and name a word in your category that starts with the same letter as the letter of the alphabet that you're on. So that's easy enough. Camping, you start with A, and then you go all the way through. V2, go through the alphabet, naming every word that you can that starts with the same letter that you're on. So that would be picking a category, go through the alphabet, naming every word that you can that starts with the same letter that you're on. Love it, love it, love it. And then lastly, in the instructions, category race instructions. Pick a category, then set a timer for 1 minute and write down as many words as you can. At the end of the timer, count the words, and whoever has the most wins. We have yet to play all these because, like I said, this just started a few weeks ago. And we get into other things too. We have really expanded on the VCGG show. But I'll tell you about that here in a minute. So those are all the instructions I wanted to share with you. And now, what else was in the packet? Well, they sent me 3 dry erase markers for the game sheets. And this is Taboo. I just love how they got everything organized here for me. Makes it so easy. And then the first one here is for you to guess purse. And of course, you can't say carry, handle, designer, women, or hold. So on there's like a ton of them here. And they cut them all out for me. And so these are the words you can't say. And of course, you have to give them clues without saying these words of what purse would be. Or for them to guess purse. Fish, water, swim, scales, fins, gills. Can't say those things. I'm sure many of you already know what taboo is. I needed a reminder. It's been, what, I don't know, 20, 30 years since I played this, or longer. And you know what I just thought of? These are some cool games that we could play around the campfire. If I end up going to Arizona here, which I'm counting on, maybe going December through February or March. So then I got my own Kleenex, and I think I shared with you when I was doing the tiny home tour that this came from my mom. So it's kind of fun to have that in there. And they sent me dice, And then we've got a Yahtzee laminated, so we could play Yahtzee. And I was thinking today too, that, you know, Yahtzee could take up a good hour, and we have so many other things that we like to share and talk to with each other that we could maybe play a half a Yahtzee and then come back to it the next week. So that's just another idea. Then they sent me the game, you know, would you rather. They sent me all these sheets. You can find these on the internet. So like, would you rather shower 3 times a day or take 1 shower each week for 30 minutes? I think you all know the answer to that for me. Would you rather sit in slime or mud for an hour? Would you rather live in your dream house by the beach or in the middle of the forest? And then after we answer these questions, then we give a little bit more detail about why we chose it, or we discuss it a little bit. It's really fun, really awesome. And there's like 10 sheets here, probably 10. Would you rather work with a telescope or a microscope? And this is how I get to know my grand sweet peas better. It's just so much fun. Fun, the word of the day. Then here is Read My Lips. Now this one we played the first week, and it was really difficult for me. My granddaughter or grandson, I think they caught on to what I was saying, but I couldn't catch on to what they were saying. Let me play one with you and see if you can guess it. Put it in the comments. I don't know. Maybe I gave that one away because I think I said it, kind of. So let's try one more. You get the idea. They gave me ideas in here of what we can use for words. Awesome. So creative. Then we go on to Battleship. Grandma's Fleet and Grandkids Fleet. And then on the other side is an example. Now I haven't played Battleship probably in 25 years. I may have played it with my son. I can't remember. And so I really needed a refresher on this. So they went through, and having this with the example, oh my gosh, so much easier for Grandma. Battleship. This was another one. We had this board game when the kids were growing up. Guess Who with Grandma? Look at that. We've played this a couple times. This is really fun. Look how nice and laminated these are. I do believe their father laminated all these and printed them out. I think that's what they told me. I'm not 100%. And then Animal Bingo. And we've done this a couple times now. So we've got Animal Bingo, Guess Who, Battleship, and Yahtzee. Those are all laminated. And then we've got the Taboo with all the cards. We've got the dice for Yahtzee. We use the dry erase markers on the laminated boards. That's what the Kleenex is for. Read My Lips game. And then Would You Rather. I think I'm going to bring some of these games along to Arizona. Yep. So, along with the video games, we do a show and tell each week. The other day, I got another Women's Day magazine from my sister, and I've got something to show them that they can maybe make. So we do a trivia. So I think this will be my trivia when I talk to them again. They didn't know what trivia was, and now it's really fun because my littlest, you know, he's 7, and he's like, Grandma, I got some trivia for you. And I was like, okay, awesome. And then I also decided to incorporate the rocks. And each week I pick a rock out. Like the first week I think was blessed. And then we used the word blessed in a sentence. Oh my gosh. And they just said the most beautiful sentences, yes. And then I said, when I come to visit, which is going to be over Thanksgiving for like 2 weeks. I can't wait. I was invited for almost 2 weeks. I told them they could pick one. Well, I've scratched that. Now I'm going to take the whole shebang here, and they can pick out whatever they want if they want one of each word. We did Jesus, and they shared a most beautiful sentence with Jesus in it. We've also done pray already. And I think last week we did joy. So that's really, really fun. And we do that. And then they are taking piano lessons. So each week I get a little talent show. My granddaughter is doing ballet and jazz. And so she shows me some of her newest moves and things that she's learning. My grandson loves to talk about his video games. So he shares that with me. And then we randomly catch up on what we were doing this past week. Oh, we also start out with the weather, just like a regular show. What's your weather like? And I tell them what my weather's like. So that's about it, guys. I know this is getting kind of long, but I think it was well worth the time to share this with you. I hope you think so too, and that this will bring you some new and creative ways to engage with kids of all ages, right? Whew, even if you don't have grandkids, you can incorporate these with the neighbors, in babysitting, just back to the simplicity of life, right? Let's get simple. So that'll about do it for today. I'm really excited, and it's just quite the blessing. So thank you for tuning in today. I hope that you will subscribe and click the bell and share with your friends if you haven't already. I think this one's an extra meaningful show today, because we all need ways to connect with one another. And this is a great way to connect with adults too. And that we can get to know one another and have fun and take the edge off of a lot of the seriousness of life. Alrighty. Blessings in your day, joy in your activities and in your games, and joy in your journey.